Yep. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds good. Thanks.
As we've reported, workers at Volkswagen's plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee, voted to join the United Auto Workers. The National Labor Relations Board, the federal body that oversees such votes, announced that 73% of the plant workers who cast ballots voted to join the union. Dallas Payton has the details.
UAW Region 8 Director Tim Smith explained what the letter will address.
Effective today. There's no rules, no policies, no layoffs, no machines can be moved. Everything is now has to be negotiated between the UAW and Volkswagen.
Next, Smith and other region leaders will be working with local leaders to elect an election committee.
They handle all the elections inside that local union. When it comes to the bargaining committee, when it comes to the e-board, in over the next many years, if somebody gets a position and finds out it's not for them, and then decides they decline that position, then they have to run another election.
Smith says it'll be a while before collective bargaining begins. When that time comes, a survey will go out to VW employees.
Every worker in that plant will have an opportunity to fill out a survey. What do they want to see changed? It could be attendance policies, wages and benefits, vacation. It could be a variety.
While the union represented some foreign automaker plants in the past, including a Volkswagen plant in Pennsylvania, a Mitsubishi plant in Illinois, and a joint venture in California operated by Toyota and General Motors, those plants have long since closed. Many have blamed the closing of those plants on UAW. Smith says that's a tactic to scare people away, and that won't be the case at VW.
These workers are going to put out the best Volkswagens and Audis that can be made, and we're proud of that. We're proud to put a sticker on our vehicle say union made and American made. We're proud of that. So when you're building quality cars and you're doing your job, they're not going to close the plant.
Verizon now saying it lost about 68,000 wireless subscribers in the first quarter, but that was well below estimates and the company beat expectations for quarterly profit. Verizon says a majority of its customers have opted for its customizable My Plan bundle, which offers discounts on streaming services. The Supreme Court is hearing arguments about what powers the National Labor Relations Board has. The federal agency is charged with protecting workers' rights. In this case, Starbucks is asking the court to stop the NLRB from standing behind the activist unions. The case specifically deals with whether the agency has the power to get employees who were wrongly fired for union activity immediately rehired. Starbucks argues the NLRB's powers are not being applied uniformly across the country. Fashion retailer Express Incorporated has filed for bankruptcy and plans to close more than 100 locations. The company operates Express Factory Outlets, Bonobos, and Up West. Express has struggled to gain traction with consumers in recent years. Business observers say it hasn't adapted to the rise of casual wear and decline of formal and smart casual fashions. Express says it has received $35 million in new financing from existing lenders. It also has a potential buyer for a majority of its retail stores and operations. Time now for a look at your market report. Alex joining us from KRVN Radio. Hey, Alex.
Hello, good afternoon. Let's take a quick peek at your midday market activity. We'll start in those outside markets. U.S. stock market firmer here at midday with the S&P 55 points higher. Dollar index off 35 points today. Interest rate products are firmer. Energy is mixed with crude up 90 cents. Natural gas off a penny. Livestock trade mostly higher this afternoon, and precious metals are mixed with gold off $12. Corn complex about flat to a penny higher here at midday. The Daily Wire quiet for today. In the latest crop progress report yesterday, Nebraska corn 6% planted, which is right on pace. Topsoil moisture in the state, 45% very short to short, 51% adequate. And then subsoil moisture was 50% very short to short, 46% adequate statewide. Soybean complex trading either side of unchanged today. Those futures were about a penny or two lower. Now they're like 2 to 4 cents higher. So just kind of back and forth today. Meal 50 cents to $1.50 lower. Oil is 5 to 15 points higher. Daily wire quiet today. And soybeans planted in Nebraska right on pace at 2%. Wheat complex that trades 6 to 10 cents higher, actually leading the grains, with trade finding some light buying so far today. Weekly crop progress shows 17% headed versus 13% on average. Spring wheat is 15% planted. Flipping over to livestock contracts, live cattle back down $1 to $1.95 at last check at midday, but feeders showing some positive trade, up triple digits in some of those contracts, but most of them up 40 to 90 cents, pulling off well of the morning highs though. The CME feeder cattle index was up 38 cents to 242.11. Box beef at midday, choice at 299.62. That's up 369. Select up 74 cents to 292.61. The choice select spread 7 and a penny, and that is on 71 loads. And finally, in the lean hog complex, they're posting $1.25 to 215 gains here at midday today. USDA's national average base hog price up 17 cents from yesterday afternoon's print at 9.01 and a penny this morning. The CME lean hog index down 4 cents to 91.31. Finally, your pork carcass cut out at midday. This is all on 133 loads. Carcass down 339 to 98.31. Hams up 3 and a penny to 87.56. And bellies at 105 even. That's down 29.48. That is a look at your midday market activity from inside the KRVN Nebraska Soybean Board Studios. Sarah, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Alex. Your top headlines are next, and later we have the latest as we have more coming up.
One taxpayer raised questions about the wisdom of adding onto a local landmark. If anybody's listening to me, I am on telephone IFB1 because I'm using my phone that I would normally use for IFB for the LiveView app. So I'm on IFB phone line 1. Check, check, check. Yep, that sounds good. Thank you.
Welcome back to NTV News at Noon. Let's take a look at today's headlines. The Aurora man accused of killing his stepfather and stabbing 2 others is still waiting to be seen by a mental health provider. Caleb Barnett has a history of mental illness. He was supposed to have a hearing on his competency to stand trial today, but his public defender says he's still 6th on the waiting list for competency restoration. At a similar hearing in January, Arnett's attorney blamed a lack of mental health providers for the delay. A new hearing is now scheduled for June. The judge ordering if the Department of Health and Human Services finds him competent to stand trial. In the meantime, they can file a report with the court, and a hearing will be held in 7 days. Arnett faces 6 charges, including first-degree murder. He's accused of killing 48-year-old Ross Nicholas and injuring 2 others, including a kid, in the December stabbings at an Aurora home. Taxpayers give Hall County an earful as commissioners look to add on to a local landmark. The Hall County Courthouse has space and security needs, but the latest plan is getting pushed back. NTV's Steve White has been following this story for us. He joins us live from Grand Island with the latest. Steve.
Yeah, one taxpayer raised questions about the wisdom of adding on to a local landmark, while one commissioner says the proposal would be too small to meet future needs. The current proposal calls for an addition to be built onto the backside of the historic Hall County Courthouse, but Commissioner Gary Quant saying that he believes that that is not the way to go. Commissioners previously decided a new standalone building was too expensive, but Quant has drawn up his own plans, and Judge Art Wetzel let him have it.
Reminds me of the little kids on the playground, that when things didn't go their way, they took their balls and they went home. Well, guess what? This has been voted on, it's been approved, we're moving forward, and now you want to go backwards. We don't have time to go backwards.
Wetzel chastising Commissioner Gary Quant, who had drawn up his own plans. Wetzel says Quant is trying to force the vote of the people, which everyone in the commission room agrees would fail. So basically, Wetzel's accusing Quant of trying to sabotage this. Wetzel saying the county commissioners considered plans more than a decade ago and dropped it at the time. Things getting heated. A little bit ago, they left for an executive session, a closed-door session. At that moment, as I just put the camera away, Marty Brown, the Hall County attorney, getting up in the face of Commissioner Gary Quant, saying, Gary, I'm tired of you saying that this is not going to a vote of the people. Klein saying the public voted for these commissioners, and these commissioners have a duty to make a decision on this. So tense time here at the meeting, and Sarah, we're going to break it all down coming up later tonight.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, Steve. Let's send it back over to Kyle for a check of your forecast.
Yes, our temperatures continue to climb here. Still most of us right now in the 60s. We have hit 70 now in heat. So the temperature is going to continue to climb into the 60s and the 70s. Still got some areas farther north in the 50s right now, too. Still 56 at Ainsworth. Otherwise, 63 Kearney, also Oglala. Again, that 70 mark there at Hebron. So good to see that. Even with all these pretty strong north winds out there, those winds between 15 and 25 miles an hour out of the north. And again, those winds are just relentless. Going to continue this afternoon. Finally let those winds up tonight. Otherwise, not a whole lot happening on satellite and radar. Lots of sunshine out there. Enjoy the afternoon. Temperatures look good once again. Should see highs in the 60s and 70s.
Time now for your noon checkup. And to the frustrating shortages of some popular weight loss drugs, shortages that could last for several months. ABC's Janae Norman reports.
It has now affected me.
This morning, the FDA reporting shortages of popular weight loss drugs are deepening as patients scramble to fill prescriptions.
Right now, it's kind of an Easter egg hunt for patients who take these. We are having a really difficult time keeping up. It's a very tough time.
The FDA reporting weight loss medication Zepbound has limited availability in all doses except for one through June. Another popular drug, Wegovy, also experiencing shortages on all but one dose, but doesn't indicate when it might ease.
So in one given afternoon, I believe I tried to contact between 20 and 25 pharmacies.
Patients like Tara Dykens of Massachusetts having to switch to a compounded version of the drug.
It was very frustrating. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to miss doses.
Doctors say the manufacturers are having a hard time keeping up with the demand.
I've had patients have to drive 100+ miles to find their appropriate dose of Wegovy or Zepbound.
Both Novo Nordisk, the maker of Wegovy, and Eli Lilly, the maker of Zepbound, say there will continue to be shortages, but they plan to continue to increase overall supply.
You want to call all your local pharmacies and see what the supply is on a day-to-day basis. At times, patients might have to alter the dose of their medication because of the supply limitation.
As President Biden heads to Florida today to talk about reproductive rights, the Supreme Court prepares to take up a case over emergency abortions. The justices will hear arguments tomorrow over whether the Biden administration can punish hospitals that fail to provide abortions in emergency situations. The White House argues scattered state abortion bans confuse doctors and could delay life-saving care. Conservatives argue the law does not offer a carve-out for abortions. The Biden administration has finalized the first ever minimum staffing rule at nursing homes. The controversial mandate requires at least 3.48 hours of nursing care per resident per day in facilities that receive federal funding. The new rule also requires a registered nurse be on site at all times. Breaking that down, a facility with 100 residents would need at least 2 or 3 registered nurses and at least 10 or 11 nurse aides per shift. In addition, it would need 2 other nurses on staff. Nursing homes in areas that are experiencing workforce shortages can get temporary exemptions. Operators have objected to the new rule, saying some facilities that already struggle to fill open positions could be forced to close. The Environmental Protection Agency is designating 2 forever chemicals as hazardous. They are PFOA and PFOS. The designation gives the EPA greater authority to investigate and clean up sites polluted with them under the federal Superfund law. It also makes it easier for the EPA to force companies to pay for the cleanup. Forever chemicals, also known as PFAS, have been linked to a number of health issues, including cancer, heart disease, and reproductive problems. CDC says they're found in bloodstreams of nearly 97% of Americans. They're often used to help products repel water or oil, but linger in the environment and human body. Last week, the EPA set a new standard requiring water utilities to filter out 5 forever chemicals currently found in half of the drinking water in the U.S. Coming up on NTV News, the Senate decides on the $95 billion aid bill for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. We have the latest. Today, the Senate is taking up a $95 billion aid package to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The package also includes a ban on TikTok. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Today, the fate of a $95 billion foreign aid package is in the Senate's hands after the House of Representatives passed it over the weekend.
Let us not delay this. Let us not prolong this. Let us not keep our friends around the world waiting for a moment longer.
Today, the Senate faces a test, and we must not fail it.
It includes $60 billion for Ukraine, $26 billion for Israel, and $8 billion for Taiwan and Indo-Pacific allies, plus legislation that would ban TikTok if its Chinese parent company doesn't sell the app. The Senate took up and passed a similar bill in February. In the House, Speaker Mike Johnson potentially putting his job on the line during negotiations. Despite growing threats from hardline Republicans to oust the Speaker, Johnson got the bipartisan support needed and passed. His job as Speaker still remains in jeopardy, with at least 3 Republicans speaking out about his removal.
The bill is passed.
A group of House members traveled to Ukraine to reinforce support.
We know that the needs of Ukraine are urgent.
The arms that will get here quicker than I think any military could ever mobilize to get them here.
Also in the aid package, a ban on TikTok in the U.S. if TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, doesn't sell the app within 1 year. Even if TikTok were banned in the U.S., it wouldn't just disappear from phones. New users would be unable to download the app, and existing users would be unable to download updates. The foreign aid package is expected to receive similar pushback from hardline Republicans in the Senate, but like its journey through the House, it is expected to pass with bipartisan support. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
The top 3 floors of the Al Shahaba building in Gaza City were destroyed by an airstrike on Monday, as seen in this video obtained by CNN. One video from the north of the strip shows the airstrike hitting the 8-story building, igniting a ball of fire and triggering a massive plume of smoke. It was also captured from a distance, with another video showing a dark plume of smoke rising on the city's horizon. Journalists on the ground said a warning was issued an hour ahead of the strike, with no casualties reported. Today, the Israel Defense Forces said they had conducted 25 airstrikes across Gaza over the past 24 hours. Your full forecast is coming up next.
Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Kyle Kleckner.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in this noon hour on your Tuesday. Sunshine being seen across the region right now. Taking a live look here at O'Neill on our Viera wireless camera. A little windy too, as we see the camera shaking a little bit. North-northwest wind 19 miles an hour. Meanwhile, 57 degrees in town too. Temperatures a little chillier off from north and west, where we're still in the upper and mid 50s. Again, most of us right now still in those 60s, even 71 at Hebron. Those temperatures continue to climb there. Otherwise, it's 60 at Ord, also there at Albany, 65 Lexington and Hastings. Again, 71 mark in Hebron. Looks pretty nice right now as well. And again, those winds, kind of the only concern here this afternoon. Otherwise, a great afternoon. Spend a little time outdoors if you can. Temperature in the Tri-Cities right around 70 here this afternoon. Should see a fair amount of sunshine. Again, if you can bear the winds, it's a pretty good afternoon. Of course, maybe a good afternoon to mow the yard too, blow the grass around. Otherwise, those winds, here they are to the north and west, sustained between 15 and 25 miles an hour. Still seeing gusts of 37 miles an hour at Hastings, also at Broken Bow. Thedford, gusts there at 32. Same in Lincoln as well. So again, hold on to your hats this afternoon. Good news is those winds finally let up some later on tonight and more so tomorrow. Not a whole lot happening here. Satellite and radar pretty quiet right now. Just got lots of sunshine. Of course, had a few showers and even a few storms early this morning, but those well off to our east right now. Got high pressure building in for the afternoon. Later on tonight, though, do have a slight chance of some showers. Again, some of our western areas favored for that. Places like McCook and Imperial, look out for a little bit of light rainfall tonight. Not really expecting all that much in the way of rain, but maybe a couple of lingering scattered showers early tomorrow morning before we see a similar scenario play out for tomorrow. Again, maybe a few more clouds around the region too, but western areas, again, favored for a little bit more rainfall tomorrow night. Even some of our southern areas could get on the mix early Thursday morning before that clears out by Thursday afternoon. Then the big system that comes in Thursday evening and into the overnight hours into Friday morning. Of course, some severe weather in play for that. You have, of course, the severe weather outlook. The Storm Prediction Center got that slight risk outlined across parts of southern Nebraska, northern Kansas, parts of the Tri-Cities included in that as well. Now, Mars risk encompassing a good portion of our viewing area too. Also, wouldn't be shocked if this gets expanded farther north and west, where the shear will be a little bit better for us. So, again, all hazards possible with this on Thursday evening. Kind of a similar scenario to what we saw last week with that overnight system come through late Monday, early Tuesday of last week. So, wouldn't be shocked if we have a similar system play out with that come Thursday night into Friday morning. Of course, speaking of severe weather, got a couple more meetings today and tomorrow. One today in Cambridge, also another all the way up in Hyannis. If you're interested in going to any of those, you're more than welcome to. Not too many of those meetings left, so again, do them while you can. 70 the afternoon high. We'll see if we get there. Hopefully, it was going to be a little relentless though. Just get some sunshine in the forecast. 40 the overnight low for tonight. A few light showers off to our west. And again, we'll see a mixture of sunshine and clouds throughout the day tomorrow. High around 65. Again, another chance of showers late in the day. I'd say more so probably towards tomorrow night. We see those showers move in. But still temperatures today, enjoy them, 60s and 70s. Again, be on the lookout for that breeze too. Also be on the lookout for some fire weather concerns too with that breeze this afternoon, how dry it is. 30s and 40s tonight. We see those winds die down a little bit more tomorrow. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Actually a pretty nice day tomorrow with those winds a little bit calmer too. But again, those winds do ramp back up on Thursday with that low pressure system moving on in. More chances of storms arriving Thursday night, Friday as well. More over the weekend too. Another system moving in Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures a little cooler on Sunday as well. Temperatures bounce back quickly. They'll get 70 by next Monday. Sarah, kind of got a lot going on here this next week in terms of weather. Of course, we'll keep you updated with the severe weather threats these next few days. And yeah.
Yeah, we know you will.
Sure, we'll do our best.
And it is a perfect time to download that NTV First Alert weather app. Even can get notifications of severe weather coming at you. And of course, your latest forecast that can be found in the App Store, and it's free. Canada takes the global stage this week as officials from almost every country around the world travel to Ottawa. Officials are meeting for talks on creating the first global plastic pollution treaty. This is part of a United Nations pledge to create an international legally binding agreement on plastic pollution by the end of 2024. 175 nations agreed to this pledge. This is the fourth of 5 meetings that the UN is holding on plastic pollution. The next one will take place in South Korea later this year. Coming up on NTV News, we'll tell you about the heroic cops that rescued almost 50 dogs from a building on fire. Officials saved nearly 50 dogs from a kennel after a pet hotel fills with smoke from a fire next door. Tony Yates reports.
A Saturday night call to save lives looked like this.
I can't even see in there.
This is body camera video from Fairfield officers responding to the K9 Resort's pet hotel just off Route 46.
We got dogs in here too.
A fire 2 doors down at a smoke shop sent smoke snaking through the shared ventilation system. Officer Ryan Cleary, one of those 4 officers first to arrive, breaking in to get to the animals.
All we were thinking was, how many dogs are inside? And how are we going to get them all out safely back to their owners?
Call me on the radio and we'll put the dogs in there.
A lot of the dogs appear calm, but we did have to, settle them down just to get them where they needed to go safely.
Police didn't have to shoulder the task alone.
6 dogs in here.
The fire department, K9 Resorts workers, and several others.
We called 911.
When you go, jumped in on the rescue chain. Graham Clark and his wife had just closed their nearby shop for the night.
It was kind of exciting. And I mean, the dogs were all, very well behaved for dogs that had just been pulled from a smoke-filled building.
Once out of the building, local vets on call for the facility checked out all the dogs. The Humane Society jumped in to help move the dogs to another K9 Resorts location. And check this out.
Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute.
All the dogs will make it home safely.
We're all dog owners, and none of us wanted any dogs to come to any harm, and our goal was, let's just get these dogs out.
It's a great feeling. We know that this could have turned out much worse.
We'll be right back. NASA's deep space aircraft Voyager 1 is sending data back to Earth again. NASA says Voyager 1 is now returning usable data about the status of its onboard systems. This is the first time it sent usable data since November. NASA says the Voyager has a damaged chip that is responsible for storing a part of its flight data. Scientists implemented a workaround to start sending data again. Voyager 1 launched over 46 years ago. It's over 15 billion miles away from the Earth. And yet...
just a hop, skip, and throw away.
Yeah, and yet we can't get cell phone service and certain things on Earth.
Right.
It's just incredible.
Some incredible cell service they got out there.
Yeah.
15 billion mile
If you
range,
wait
yeah.
years and years and years, yeah. How's the forecast looking?
Well, temperatures looking good out there once again. Most of us right now in the 60s, still some 50s up north. Meanwhile, Hebron, you're enjoying the 70s right now. The lone wolf there, but temperatures just see a few more areas in the 70s this afternoon. You just got to withstand these winds once again. They're out of the north and west. Again, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Gusts almost 40 miles an hour possible. So hold on your hats for another day. Winds to wet up tonight. Enjoy the sunshine though. Got lots of that this afternoon. Enjoy it because we got some more rain chances, even some severe weather later on this week. Again, Thursday night, Friday time frame. Tracking that potential for more severe weather as well as over the weekend.
All right. You know they'll be here.
We
Keeping
will.
you informed. Stay tuned for America's Steals Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
I don't like to clean. There, I said it. Do you feel like you're cleaning constantly and somehow there's still dust everywhere? I live in the desert and everything is dusty all the time. It's just part of life. Well, that dust could be hiding and raining down from one of those hard to reach areas like your ceiling fan. You know it's dusty up there, but it's always such a hassle to clean. Problem solved. This is the Blade Maid. It's specially designed to remove dust from those tricky areas like your ceiling fan. The cleaning head is uniquely crafted to capture dirt and dust from all sides of your blades all at once. It makes it kind of fun. Trapping debris in its microfiber, machine washable pads so it's not getting all over the rest of your house, making you have to clean again. And watch this, the telescoping handle makes ladders virtually unnecessary. Plus, if you don't have a ceiling fan, you can still use the Blade Maid because the head transforms to a pad that you can clean vents and baseboards and other hard to reach nooks and crannies. Last week, I was up on a ladder in my living room hoping not to break my neck, trying to knock down spider webs and dust. It was a pain. I wish I had one of these at the time. Right now, we're offering 30% off the Blade Maid. Head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.